All right, let's get into a pilot's watch.
Okay.
The only pilot's watch that we chose tonight. Done a lot of shows where we've showcased the pilot watches, and you know, from the Petit Prince limited editions to the Antoine de Saint-Exupéry.
Here we go.
Limited
Great pronunciation.
editions. So let's show this world time, which up until tonight, I didn't want to have anything to do with it until you showed us how easy it is to set, how cool it is to use. So why don't you show our friends out there?
Yes. So we decided to bring that watch. It's different from the selection we have. We were more on the elegant side here with the Da Vinci and eventually Portugieser that we're going to show later. But this pilot watch is fantastic. It's called the Timezoner. It was introduced a few years back, and I picked that one because I love to travel. I do travel a lot. You probably picked it with my accent, but I'm from France originally, so sometimes I go back.
We have another French. We have another foreigner, another guy from France on the studios invading Govberg. We love it. We love you French guys.
All right. So I picked that watch because it's the perfect watch for anyone traveling. Often you will see that actually most of our customers are actual pilots. Because, so what you will find on that watch that is particular is that you have 24 cities on the bezel. I don't know if you see well. And the way it works is extremely simple, actually. So 24 cities for obviously 24 different time zones. You will see...
Set that time zone. Show. I'm going to Paris tomorrow.
All right, you're going to Paris
tomorrow. Show me how to set it.
So you see how at 12 o'clock here you have New York. You probably see it here, so that shows that the time zone we're looking at now is New York. So it shows 6:15, 6:16, which is approximately the time it is now. So that's perfect. And so what we're going to do is, if I decide to fly to Paris tomorrow, I'm going to locate Paris on the dial here. I'm going to wait for the close-up to come back. Here we go.
Push
and
that
then
crown down.
I will press the bezel and then turn the bezel until I reach Paris, and I'll put Paris at 12 o'clock right there.
And there you go.
And you will see it adjusts the time automatically. So it's now 12:16 in Paris. So most people in France are probably sleeping by now. But you know,
no, they're not. They're watching your show. Your family members are staying up. They're watching the show.
They're all live. But yeah, fantastic watch. What it does is, you probably noticed as well while I was doing it, it actually changes the date as well. So if you were to pass midnight while changing the time, it actually changes the date too. So it's already December 20th in Paris, where we're still here on the 19th.
That's
so
cool.
Fantastic watch. You will see also, last thing to make sure there's no confusion, there's a red hand hidden right behind there. It's actually the same time zone, but it's shown in a military format, so AM, PM, or on a 24-hour basis. So that when you travel back and forth, you actually know whether you're in the morning or afternoon. So
that's
still
cool.
Same time.
That's a very cool feature. And like I said, I didn't want to go near that watch. Usually, anything with a world time or a very sort of clustered bezel or dial, I tend to stay away from.
But I had the same reaction when I saw it.
But until you showed me today, and every time you come over to visit us, and you talk a little bit about obviously having the expertise and knowledge that you have with IWC, it always makes me even more interested. There's a couple of people that are commenting, asking about the Petit Prince and some of the other models, and I think that I probably would not have felt as comfortable talking about these watches had you not come to our store a couple of months ago and you gave the whole staff great training, great storytelling. So thanks for showing us how to use that watch.
Pleasure.
But let's keep pushing along.
Yes.
I want to get to the final two pieces, physical pieces that we have here to show you all tonight. And then, like I said, stick around. We have a nice little surprise at the end. But let's go with the some of the big pieces, some of the big guns.
All right. So we decided to go with the heavy artillery tonight. So we have two last pieces here, part of the Portugieser family. So the one I decided to pick.
Captain Z.
Here we go. It's the Portugieser Tourbillon Mystère Rétrograde. So I was stopping here because I was trying to get the glare out. Here we go. So we get a nice shot now. You will see that amazing tourbillon here at 12. We call it Mystère for mysterious in French. It's just really another name for flying tourbillon. So what it does is that, you probably won't see it here, let me try. the tourbillon is actually, it looks like the tourbillon is literally flying because it's not connected to anything. There's just one gear that connects it to the rest of the movement, whereas a traditional tourbillon would have a cage completely, so you would see it connected. This one really looks like it's flying, and we call it Mystère because it's on a black background, so really it gives this impression of the tourbillon not connected to anything. So you would see at 3 o'clock the power reserve display, so it's a 7-day power reserve, which is also a very interesting feature for that kind of complication.
And an automatic watch, which we spoke about earlier today. We said, isn't it nice to have an automatic timepiece with such a great power reserve? And I think IWC does that better than anybody.
Absolutely.
A lot of their automatic watches, you don't have to worry about. I'm not a fan of watch winders at all. I like to set my watch, I like to put it down and then reset the dates. But when you have a power reserve and an automatic watch like that, it's almost like, you know,
you don't have to worry about it.
You never have to worry about it.
That's true. I mean, I wear a 7-day power reserve. I really don't worry about it much, even over the weekend. If I decide not to wear, you know, Monday morning,
switch up watches.
Monday morning, you come back and it's still running, so you're good. Yeah, we were for decades actually the only brand to have perpetual calendars with that kind of that level of complication with a 7-day power reserve. So,
and sorry, I keep interrupting, but you know that's kind of the nature of this show. Let's talk a little bit about that tourbillon, because what I think and what I believe is, being in the world of haute horlogerie, I've been selling watches at $200,000 to $300,000, but here we have probably a very interesting and a great price point. We're talking about sub $100,000. I believe it's around $97,800 is the retail.
Correct.
All right, so let's call it $100,000. You've got a tourbillon, you've got a
your retrograde date display as well, so you see this beautiful arc right there, and then your power reserve display. So yeah, it's a lot of complication with a beautiful movement again. So that's the caliber, part of the family, 52,000. So again, 7-day power reserve.